which is good for the sport, I think. It's great to see other countries coming through. And today we've had Canada, we've had Belarus, we've had Great Britain, and now we've just had Poland coming through. So a good share of the medals today, which is a great advertisement for our sport. Arthur, let's look at this field here. This is the C1 Junior Men's 200. Jose Cordova, the Cuban. Unbelievable yesterday in the 500. The guy's already beaten Sebastian Brendel at a World Cup this year in the 1,000. Sorry, that was in the 1,000 yesterday. He won the gold.
Yeah, I should correct myself from earlier. It was him in the junior race that won the gold, not the under-23. I mean, a seriously impressive athlete. I mean, to go and race at a senior event while you're still a junior, not even under-23, going all the way up and beating multiple Olympic champion Sebastian Brendel is just incredible.
Brendel, Fuchsa, Isaquias from Brazil. I mean, it was a star-studded field, and here was this guy, and he was in one of the outside lanes. But 200 is not his event, and we've already seen in the lead up to this that Pavlo Borsuk from Ukraine, he goes very fast over 200 meters. He won the gold at the Europeans, I think, at the under-23.
Yeah, there's a difference in the technique for C1 going from the longer distance 1,000 down to the 200. You tend to have much shorter, snappier strokes. It's a lot of focus on the power at the front of the stroke, getting it out quickly, driving through that start and just holding on, running the boat through to the finish line, whereas the 1,000 you have much longer, lower stroke rates. So there is a bit of adaptation to do for the Cuban athlete here if he's going to perform as well as we know he can. So.
Yeah. Others in the field, well, Yuri Minarik, the Czech, who was very impressive at the Youth Olympic Games, won silver yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, yesterday behind the Cuban. So watch out for Yuri Minarik. And then the other one that could upset them all is the Russian, Kirill Romanov. He won gold yesterday in the C2. He's very good. He's very fast. He could be a medal chance here as well.
Yeah, he should be a real contender. It's a nice spread across the field. It should be a very tight race, this.
Garcia from Spain was impressive in the early rounds. So lane 1 is Slovakia, lane 2 Russia, lane 3 Belarus, lane 4 is Spain, lane 5 possibly the favourite Borsuk from Ukraine. On his outside though, the unknown quantity over 200, Jose Cordova, gold medalist in the 1,000. How will he go in the 200? And then Minarik from the Czech Republic, also a 1,000-metre paddler, fronting up here for the 200. And then lane 8, Mexico. Wonderful to have the Mexicans here. And in an A final. And then in lane 9, so he'll be coming down in front of the crowd and the grandstand from Romania, Ionut Sorka.
Yeah, we can expect some loud cheering for him, I think, especially on this side near the grandstand.
Well, we had a problem earlier on, Arthur, because there's a lot of them with horns and things, and we had a false start earlier on. There was so much din, so many horns and everything that the athletes didn't actually hear, I think, though.
Yeah, it's very loud, especially as you come into the last 100 metres with all the grandstands here and all the fans and friends and family of the athletes. It's very loud.
Do you hear it? Do you hear it on the water?
You hear the noise. You don't so much hear specific people shouting. You definitely get the wall of noise that you hit as you come into that last 100. Lining up now.
So we're underway. Looks like a clean start at this stage. No problems at all. We're watching lane 5 from Ukraine, Borsuk. Lane 6, Cordova from Cuba.
The Spanish athlete out first, though. Very fast starting. Just lengthening out slightly now, keeping that stroke rate nice and high. Really pushing through the legs. And it's turning into a 2-horse race.
Yeah, Garcia from Spain is the one who's throwing down the challenge. It's Borsuk, though, who's slowly hauling him in. You don't have much time in a 200, but it's Garcia from Spain just ahead of Borsuk from the Ukraine. Cordova is not there at the moment, but it's the Spaniard. And on his inside, it's from Belarus, Salavea, who's also putting up a big finish.
Yeah, it's coming to the line, and they're all going to... Oh, it's so tight.
Goodness, I think maybe just Borsuk ahead of Garcia.
It was so tight to call that one. You can gain so much or lose so much on the lunge in C1.
I think Garcia went too early with his lunge.
Well, the line is just before the big block boys, but it is very hard to time. If you get it one stroke early, then there's always a chance you fall in and you slow down, and that's you out. So
yeah, I'm not confident. Garcia thinks he's won it. He's signalling with his arm in the air that he's won it, but now he's not too sure. He's saying, what the heck?
There's a few questions going on there. You never know.
He thinks he's won. He's got the finger in the air, but I don't know. I don't know that you should be so confident at this stage, because he's still...
Boats 4, 5,
Well, lane 4 has been called in for the boat control first, so let's say that he got there. Let's give it to him, which is...
Yeah,
Let's have a
here we
look
go.
at the finish here. So he's lunged really. Look at that, how early he's gone. Oh, I don't know.
Almost perfect, I think. Because it is just before that block of boys. It's where the red boys with the flags are on either side. So I think he just got that. But it was very tight on the line. I'm not confident calling that at all.
To me, it looked... I mean, it's interesting you say that, because I was taking the blocks. Definitely, if you took the blocks as the finish line, it wasn't Garcia. But if that finish line is just before the blocks, maybe it was him. They've given it to him. So congratulations. That is a gold medal for Garcia from Spain. Official confirmation now. Look at that. Garcia from Spain against... well, look at the margin.
You see, there's such a tight margin.
Hungary team, please come for the medal ceremony. K1.
So Garcia from Spain takes the gold. Borsak from Ukraine takes the silver. And the Cuban, Cordova, got it all together in the back half of the race to take the bronze. So the medal spread continues today. Fantastic to see. He looks pretty pumped. Have you come up against him at all in your racing?
No, I think he specialises slightly more in the shorter distances. But I mean,
Unofficial results for C1.
it's so tight on the line
Yeah.
now. You can see.
First place, Spain. Second place, Ukraine.
So the red
Boys with the flags on.
the
That's
red
where
boy
the
with the
line
flags is the line.
So it is a case of timing it just slightly earlier than you think.
Okay,
is
he was
necessary.
okay. So he looked like he was the first one past the red boys, but then what's the distance between the red boys and the blocks?
It's
It's about
half a metre.
half a
but that
metre.
can make all the difference in the race. Like